In this Bildr CSS Layouts and Patterns course, we'll be taking a look at arrow buttons. As you can see, we have an up, right, down, and left. We'll take a div and transform it using our CSS for the desired results. Let's get building. Okay, so here we are in Bildr Studio. Let's go ahead and add a page. We'll call this arrow button. Now I've already taken a little bit of time pre-video to style this out so it looks good on the screen when we start designing. So I'm going to give it a background, give it a 100% viewport width, padding top and bottom, display grid, justify the content, center, and align self-center. As soon as I save it, you'll see that it does its magic. From here, we're going to add another div, and this is just going to be a container. It's just going to hold our buttons. You can make it whatever you want, doesn't really matter. Again, I've already went ahead and took the time to create some styling for it. I'm just going to give it a 400 pixel width, height auto, display flex, justify content space between, and padding of 20. And what you see is it's just going to give us some nice room to put our buttons in. So the next thing I'm going to do is create a div. And in this div, we're going to call this arrow button. Go ahead and give it a primary style class. Alright, so from here, we're going to give it some styling. We're going to give it a background, transparent, a height and a width of 12 pixels, and we're going to put that cursor as a pointer. So when you hover over your mouse, it's going to make it a pointer. The nice part about this is you can actually see this in the studio, one of those things that I love about Bildr. Alright, so we'll save that. And we'll come up to our utility classes. We're going to create a utility class here, and we're going to call this arrow button T. And that's going to, T is just symbolizing top at this point. So we'll come into this button, and we'll come into our CSS, and we're going to do two things right out of the gate. We're going to give it a border left of 2 pixels solid, and we're going to give it a border top of 2 pixels solid of this code right here, this color code, and we'll save it. Now, as you can see, it's actually facing top left corner. So what we'll want to do is transform it and translate that Y at 25% and rotate it 45 degrees. Let's go ahead and save it. There we go. Now we have a button that is facing upwards. Next thing we'll do is let's just duplicate it. Make it easy. So we can see, let's just delete the top utility class, and we're just going to give it a new utility class. Arrow button, and we'll go R for right. Come into our CSS. Give it our border right and border top, 2 pixels solid. This color code, doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want that way. And we'll give it a transform and translate the X, negative 25%, rotate it 45 degrees. There we go. So now we have two buttons, one going up, one going right. Let's keep it going. Let's just duplicate it, and we'll get rid of that utility class and add a new one. And this will be B for bottom. Come into the utility class, and it's pretty repetitive at this point. We'll take our border bottom and our border right. We'll give them 2 pixels solid and give it that color code. Next, we're going to transform it and translate our Y index, negative 25, rotate it 45 degrees. There it is. Now we have a bottom. One more div, and we'll take this, same process. Almost forgot what I was writing. And this will be left, I believe. Alright, come in here. And let's go ahead. First thing we're going to do is give it a border bottom and a border left, 2 pixels solid with that color code. Now we're going to add our transform and translate that X 25%, rotate it 45 degrees, save it, there we go. Pretty easy. Now from here we can preview it. Let's see if that's the page. It is not the page. Let's manage our URLs. We're going to add a new URL. We'll call it arrows. Arrow buttons. Arrows. And there we go. So now we've got our up, right, down, and left buttons. Very easy, not hard at all. You can take these buttons and you can even do other things to them. So what we'll do, we'll just take this, and I'm going to look at that CSS real quick. And I'm going to say on this button, we're going to hover. Take that, I can paste that in there. And one of the little tool tricks I use, just come back into the use props, paste that, that's saved, default it. And so when we hover now, it's red. And we can do this, change all kinds of things based on hover or if they're active or whatever. So it's really easy to manipulate shapes and divs and colors and attributes in Bildr. Very easy. I hope this helps you along your building process. Thanks for viewing. Have a great day.